But let's move on to the NFC, which is
harder, a lot harder to call and a lot weirder.
It's not. It's actually the NFC is laughable this year.
Okay.
But just go ahead.
So same thing we're going to go through. NFC, if the playoffs started right now, Eagles are first, Vikings are second, Seahawks are third, Buccaneers are fourth, Cowboys are fifth, Giants are sixth, 49ers are seventh. That means if the playoffs were to start this week, the Eagles would get a first-round bye. The Vikings would play the 49ers in Minnesota. The Seahawks would play the Giants in Seattle. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would play the Cowboys in Tampa Bay. I'm going to give my two teams, but the thing about the NFC, I'm excited to see what you say because you said it's not hard and it's laughable. I said it is hard. My first NFC team is the Eagles because how can it not be? In the second one, I really don't know who it would be because there's no NFC teams that... It's just weird. Like, all these teams, to me, the way I'm looking at it, and I'm sure you're going to dive deeper into it because that's been something you've been doing all show. Pause. And that's great. But all these teams kind of look like it could be any of them. The Bucs, who knows about the Bucs because they get streaky. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. The Seahawks... I mean, the defense is good. Geno Smith is playing like he's in a perfect system for him where he's able to just be great. Kirk Cousins is, I don't even know. Like, he's 7-1, but, I mean, it's Kirk Cousins. I can't trust it. The Giants, Matt Dable, Saquon Barkley. It's so many. The 49, like, every team, it's like it could be them. I don't know who it could be. If I had to give a second, I'll say my second would probably be the 49ers just because they got the coach. The only thing the 49ers don't have that scares me is the quarterback. If you're going to put my feet to the fire, and I'm going to put my own feet to the fire because it's my show and I got to stand on my shit, I'm going to say that the two are the Eagles and the 49ers. And you know what? That's insane because if they played in the playoffs today, it wouldn't be the Eagles. Never mind. So scrap all that. So yeah, I got Eagles, 49ers. 49ers, big lowercase on that one. But more to come on that for me every week because the NFC's interesting. Now, I like the AFC. I had my long spiel.
My second favorite team in football. So my favorite team the team I love the most is the Colts, of course. They're not my favorite team currently because they suck. My favorite team in football is the Dolphins. I like the style of play. I like the additions they've made. They're very fun to watch. I like that they get risky with their first round pick. Like they go get guys. Like I love all of that.
Yeah.
My second favorite team to watch is the Eagles. I like what the Eagles do. I like how they go about it. The Eagles continuously have a black quarterback that leads them. Like there's been different decades. Like it's something to support, especially as a black man. With all that being said, we've named all these teams in the NFC. You've got the Eagles, which their quarterback is Jalen Hurts, right? You got the Vikings, their quarterback is Kirk Cousins. Seahawks, their quarterback is Geno Smith. Cowboys, their quarterback is Dak Prescott. Giants, their quarterback is Daniel Jones. And 49ers, their quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo. I purposely skipped one team.
I see that.
It is the Buccaneers. Guys, Tom Brady has to play against
You're about to bring us into it completely different, but keep going.
The road he's probably going to have is he's a fourth seed. If the playoffs started today, he would have to play.
He would have to beat Dak Prescott.
He would have to beat Dak Prescott.
And that Cowboys defense. And Micah Parsons coming after him. But continue. I don't want to be annoying. And
he would have to play Dak Prescott.
Okay.
If he were to beat them, which he's going to.
Then it would be Seattle and Giants, whoever you think wins that game.
No, it would actually be the high seed. They would have to play the Eagles. So the lowest seed plays the highest seed.
You're right, 100%.
Exactly. So I would guess the four, they would be the lowest seed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it would be the Eagles. You never know, but I'm guessing. So it would be, the road would essentially be Dak, Jalen Hurts, Jimmy Garoppolo. This isn't going to be the easiest road for Tom Brady to get to the Super Bowl, but it's going to be one of the easiest. how the NFC is set up, and I get it. I get what you're about to say. I get it. I really do. How the NFC is set up, yo. The Buccaneers are about to walk to the Super Bowl. Like they're gonna walk to.
Is a big take.
The Eagles are basically. I don't think they'll be undefeated, but they'll be as close to undefeated as it's been in years. They'll have 1, maybe 2 losses. So it's gonna be a lot of pressure on them. You trust Kirk Cousins in the playoffs in the cold? Do you trust Geno Smith?
No.
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Like
they're the Cowboys.
Let's just be real, but be real though.
That's what I'm saying. The Cowboys always figure out a way to mess up. That's what I'm saying.
They're not. Daniel Jones and the Giants.
Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, and Matt Dable.
He said Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got to go play Tom Brady though. Like that matters in the playoffs. Like in a regular season game, Saquon Barkley, all those other names matter. In the playoffs, it is Daniel Jones versus Tom Brady. Like, that's how it boils down. And you got Jimmy Garoppolo in the 40. They didn't even want to start Jimmy this year. Like, if I'm wrong, make this a snippet, put it all over your page. But, bro.
I mean, if it's right, I'm going to make it a snippet and put it all over my page. Because, I mean, this is going to be a snippet for that type of probably.
The Bucs are like the Bucs are
4 and 5.
They are 4 and 5, and they're the 4th seed in the NFC. That lets you know everything that you need to know. The most experienced majority of the guys that I just named have hardly been in the playoffs. Geno hadn't played for the last 7 years. I think Dak Prescott has been, but has never really won anything important. Daniel Jones has never been to the playoffs. Jimmy has been, but not really won the big game. He's known for losing the big game in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts hasn't been to anything, and Kirk Cousins is known for losing. Like, it just, like, all the good quarterbacks is in the AFC, bro. Like, everybody that is worth a damn at quarterback is in the AFC. And then you just got Tom Brady over here with all these guys that are having solid years.
And it looks like, and I guess I can't believe it. I didn't see it, but it looks like the way that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers the first time.
Yeah. This is, if the Bucs sit and coast and the AFC beat up each other, do not be surprised if the Buccaneers find a way to win the Super Bowl. It's the reality, bro. The AFC is low. The 17. I wouldn't say that.
It's like the Wolves taking each other out so Tom Brady can get to play with the babies.
The 3 teams that we named, if they were in the NFC, all 3 of them would win the NFC. Like, all 3 of them will win the NFC. But unfortunately, they have to play each other. And that is on top of 17 weeks. Like, the reality is, one of them teams is probably going to come in limping into the Super Bowl. Whereas the Bucs... What if the Eagles go undefeated during the season, and now like they get that bye game, and then they come in after that bye game, a little flat. Like it happened. Things like this happen. Like it happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time.
I will say if that happens,
the Eagles haven't necessarily been impressive. They've just been better than every team that they.
That would be great for my takes because I think that's what's gonna happen to the. I don't think they're going to defeat it. And I remember even you saying this watching our episode, you were saying that's not how NFL football works, and I agree. But I do think that the Eagles will, I said this, and I think it's still, they're going to be the 1 seed, and they're going to lose to somebody in the playoffs. And it's going to be like, wow, they didn't have any, and I think it's because mainly, I still think this, and I thought this earlier, they played no one.
Yes, that is why they're going to lose. This is an exact point that I'm stuck on as well. You can't play a cupcake schedule and think that you're going to win it all. It just doesn't work that way. Like, you have to be battle tested. And I don't think the Eagles have played. And it's not the Eagles' fault. You got to play the schedule that's given to you. Like, it's not their fault. It was some teams that they thought was going to be good that weren't. It's not their fault. But with it being said, bro, the NFC is not. Like, let's go through it, bro. Past the Eagles. Who are you scared of? The Vikings? Not scared of the Vikings. We got guard Double J, and that's really it. Like, you feel me? Seahawks.
There's a team, but I'm waiting for you to name them.
Cowboys, Micah Parsons, fair. Past Micah, what we scared of? Like past Micah, what are we actually scared of?
I'm kind of like frightful of them. That's not the team I was thinking.
Scared,
yeah, that's not the team. That's not the team I was thinking.
I can name
the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, George Kittle.
That's interesting.
Bosa, you know he already don't like black people. He's going, so you know he comes into every game a little spicier.
That's interesting, but I think that
it is literally Jimmy Garoppolo. If Tom Brady was on the 49ers, they would be better than the Eagles.
It's what you just said. It's Jimmy G is that's Tom Brady little homie. There's like you feel me? He got mind priority over him. He got mind control over him. He got mind control over him. That's little bro. Like you had to sit behind me and see how I did shit. Like you feel me? It's just and us explaining in a podcast. There's no real logic behind what we're saying, but historically and how the game is played, this is the reality, bro. Jimmy G not gonna be like these guys are just named are not about to beat Tom Brady. Like if they come in and they're playing like how they're playing right now, scratch everything I said. Yeah, they'll get beat by anyone. But I'm expecting them to hit some type of stride late, like they do every year.
And like they did the year they won the Super Bowl.
They're gonna hit a stride late. Their defense is gonna start to look better. Tom Brady's gonna start to put the ball with some zip. And randomly, Leonard Fournette's going to be running for 100 yards every single game. Like once that hits stride, any of these teams could get beat by the Bucs in the NFC. And I think that everyone in the AFC is just going to limp into whoever comes is going to limp into the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna say whoever comes in the NFC is going to limp in the Super Bowl.
Yes. Okay. No, into the AFC.
Yeah.
I think it's Bucs versus whoever.
Bucs versus whoever.
If I had to definitively
put your feet to the fire,
Bucs Chiefs, and if it's Bucs Chiefs are gonna get them this time. But if it's Bucs anyone else, I think the Bucs can get them. Bucs Dolphins, I don't like the Tua versus Tom Brady matchup.
I'm gonna say, I like the 49.
I was gonna just say Tom Brady's good at keeping motherfuckers off the field, so I don't like that matchup for nobody not named Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, that he'd lose his first Super Bowl against Tom Brady. That would suck. Tua's gonna lose that motherfucker.
Yeah, Tua probably.
The only person that is like knows what to do and is ready for that type of energy is
Patty.
Come on, man. Chiefs Bucs, and it sounds weird because the Bucs are not playing very well right now, but yo, it's what they do every year.
It sounds weird, but it sounds very possible. I like that take. I'm gonna stick with my Eagles 49ers. I'm a little bit 49ers. I think have a better chance of matchups, even though that was the team I was holding my feet to the fire for 5 minutes ago. But I am more confident, I think, in the 49ers. The Eagles just have a lot of ways to win, but I love that take actually. And as far as storylines, it's actually perfect.
Narrative is gonna fit perfectly. If it weren't the Bucs.
Yeah,
if it weren't the Bucs, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it weren't the Bucs, I would say Eagles just because they, like you said, they have so many different ways to win. But to be honest, look, like just collectively for yourself, go and look at the NFC and tell me who would honestly win the Super Bowl out of the NFC. 49ers, sure, but at the same time, if they win this year, then why haven't they won all these other years? Like, what have you been missing? I think that Kyle Shanahan, or it's not Kyle, but it's one of the Shanahans. I think that when he gets into that situation and the lights are brightest, I think he's at his worst. I'm just be honest with you. Some of the play calling, you'd be questioning this shit. Same thing with Jimmy G. Question his decision making and things that he does when the lights are at its brightest. I like the addition of Christian McCaffrey. I really do. I think this is going to help them tremendously. But with it being said, it's just like him and Deebo, you got two injury-prone type of style of guys that are going to be running the football, bro. Like, either of them go down, now none of this made any type of sense. Like, you're preying on the health of two guys that are injury-prone.
This is true. All right. Wow. I have nothing else to say. NFC, do you?
Yeah, I think the Bucks are coming up.
I think I'm gonna go. I don't even like that was a great point. I'm staying Eagles 49ers, but as the weeks change, it's gonna be fun to look at the Bucks. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I was just looking at the Bucks, like talking about who do I